Have you ever walked out of a room with somebody or walked out of a meeting or a conversation and you just feel completely drained? Like they literally just suck the soul and the energy out of your body. You need to go home, you need to drink some water, you need to take a nap, maybe you need to take a shower, or all of the above. I call these people energy suckers. So if you're interested in hearing what I have to say about this, stay tuned. And for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Erica Kruppen. I am a dog waste removal business owner located in Westland, Michigan. I've been in business for a little under 7 years, and on this channel I talk about business, I talk about mental health, I talk about things that go along with business, and anything that's really top of mind, and honestly, whatever the Lord puts on my heart to speak, that's what I talk about. But in this particular episode, I want to talk about just energy suckers. It's really tough. People in general can be difficult. They can be a blessing, all of the above. I don't know if you're an introvert or an extrovert. There's something that's like in between, like you can do both. Is it ambiovert? I don't know. If you know what it is, write it down in the comments. But basically, there's times where as like an extrovert, when you're around other people, you get charged up, right? People charge you, and then introverts get depleted and they need to be by themselves and they need to recharge. My husband, Joshua, is very much so an introvert. I would have to say that I am very extroverted, even though I do enjoy my alone time. I do enjoy getting recharged. I enjoy going to the gym. I enjoy reading my Bible, sitting on the couch, zoning out, all of the above. Even though I enjoy people, there's some people that you get around that just drain the life out of you. And you just, every time they call or you're going to hang out with them, you're kind of thinking like, oh gosh, they're going to be a Debbie Downer, or they're so full of drama, or their life is chaotic. I used to be this person. I used to be the one that always had drama. I always had something going on. My life now, when people are like, what's going on? I'm like, just same-o, same-o. Even though I do have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of good stuff, there's no drama. There's no chaos. There's no hype. It's just very much so good. And even when things aren't going good, I'm not interested in putting all of my dirty laundry all over the internet. I do talk about certain topics, but it's purposeful and there needs to be a reason behind it. I haven't always been this way. It has taken me getting around people that are much more mature than me, calling me out on my crap, putting me in my place, but also me being receptive. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but my landscaper is here doing what the landscaper does, making my lawn look nice so I don't have to, and my husband doesn't have to. We were talking about energy suckers. Okay, let's just get into it. Oh, but before we do that, you know the dealio. We got to talk about the show sponsors. I need to drink more coffee. I am just not with it. I was hanging out with energy suckers. Now my energy has all been sucked out and I'm really struggling. And that's why I wanted to do this episode. We have Jobber, which is the CRM I use to run, grow, and manage my small, hopefully not small for too long, pooper scooper business. It's where I do my routing, my customer communication, my invoicing. Everything that goes on behind the scenes is done by Jobber. And let me tell you something that happened last night. This message came through because we have the two-way text messaging, so I get the messages real time. Well, my phone goes on Do Not Disturb at like 9:15. It just so happened a message came through at like 9 p.m. I messed up somebody's billing. I messed up their billing to where I was charging them $120 every Monday, once a week. I was supposed to charge them $120 once a month on the first of every month. That was an oversight on my end. And this has been happening for 4 weeks. I had to issue her a reimbursement. But because I seen that come through, I was able to get on it right away, send her a message, look inside of Jobber to see what was going on, and issue her a full refund, and then communicate with her real time. Because of that, because I resolved it so quickly and I handled it properly, she left me a 5-star review afterwards. She left me a 5-star Google review. I had asked her to leave a review prior, well, not me, Review Harvest asked her to leave a review. She hadn't done it. But because of how quickly I handled the conversation and handled the reimbursement, she left me a 5-star review. If there's no personal information, I'll go ahead and I'll put a screenshot screenshot in the video of the text messaging conversation that we had so you can see it. She was very gracious. She was very calm, cool, and collected. I was very surprised because that's $480. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? That is a lot of money. But because I handled it quickly, because I got the messages real time, and because Jobber has that refund function, I was able to take care of the customer very, very quickly and resolve that. So I'm very grateful for Jobber. So if you don't have a CRM or you have one and you're thinking about switching but you're really not too sure what, go ahead and click my link down in the description to check it out and get your 14-day free trial. And when you sign up, I do believe you're going to get a discount. And then also if you sign up with my code, that helps support the channel because I make a kickback, make some monies. I make some monies for it. So that helps keep the lights on and keep the episodes being produced. So I appreciate it. Secondly, Poop Scoop Millionaire over on School. I create content for them. They are a supporter of the channel. I absolutely love Poop Scoop Millionaire over on School. Here's why. One, because there's a community of over, I think at this point, over 900. We're getting pretty close to 1,000 community members over there. The community is growing rapidly. It's so cool to see this community grow. People are swapping ideas, things that they're learning throughout the business. And I have been in business for a little over 7 years. So it's hard for me sometimes to know what it's like to start a business in 2025 and 2024 because I haven't started it. So me hanging out over there, I get to keep a pulse on what's happening in the market today. So that's super beneficial for me. So I'm able to not only help my community members, but I'm able to improve in my business because so many people are going through different experiences and they're sharing so many different things. And it's really cool to see what everybody has to bring to the table that's willing to share over there. And so many people are willing to share. Not only that, with the community, there's also a bunch of classrooms that are built out. It doesn't matter what you need to do in the business, there is something in there. And for whatever reason, if there's not, all you have to do is communicate with William. And I feel very confident that he will be able to build that out. He really wants to help this community. And it's been really cool to see what he has done. Tomorrow, I'm actually, at the time of this recording, I'm flying out to Spokane, Washington, and then driving to Idaho for ScoopCon 2025. So I'm batch recording my content a little bit early because I need to get ahead of the game because I have a feeling I'm not going to be able to record these videos while I'm there. This one's going to be raw and real. I'm trying to keep my energy up, but I'm going to be super transparent with you. My energy is really low. I was around some people that are energy suckers, and I don't think these people mean to be energy suckers. They just have a lot of drama and they have a lot of stuff going on. And me, I can sense that. I can sense when some people need to be poured into. And there's times where I get myself into situations where I pour into somebody and they just take so much energy for me. And then I have to be like, okay, do I want to continue to put myself around this person? There are certain people in your lives that you probably can't just go ahead and cut off, but you can create the boundaries to limit your time around them. And this can be very difficult. I know I've talked about boundaries on the channel time and time again and how important it is to create boundaries because you have to protect your own energy. And I want to be a little bit selective of how, like, what I'm saying on here because I know that people are watching my channel and listen to my podcast, and I don't want anybody to feel called out, but I do think that this is super important to talk about. I had a very chaotic upbringing, very chaotic, very stressful. There was always drama, there was always stress, there was always something going on. There was always a problem. There was always a complaint. Things just couldn't be, things just could not be. And growing up in that environment, I became a product of my environment. And then when I got into the relationship with my husband, I brought that into the relationship as well. There always needed to be a story. There always needed to be some type of drama. It couldn't just be. And when I would talk to people, like people would be like, oh, what's going on in Erica's life? Because there was always something, there was always an issue, right? And it was like I would focus on it and I would magnify it and I would talk about it and I would trauma dump on people. And over the years, as time has gone on, I'm 37 going on 38, I'm observant and I watch how other people act and I see how other people make me feel like when I'm around them, how I feel almost calmer when I'm around them and when I leave. And then I got to thinking to myself, and I'm like, am I somebody that sucks people's energy? Because then I would get around people where my energy was sucked, to where my anxiety would get so high, and I would be talking on the phone with them or in person, and my heart would start to pound and my head would start to race, and I just couldn't even think straight. And I was almost like discombobulated afterwards. And my husband is he's calm, he's cool, not a lot of drama, not too much. I was the drama. But as time has gone on, I've been able to like calm it down. And then I would realize that all of these outside sources would affect me because they had drama. And I would have this sense of guilt that like my life is going good. It's pretty chill. Like I felt bad that like these people that I love and care about, their lives aren't good and chill. And then I was like harboring that guilt. And I still feel guilty a little bit, but not nearly as guilty as before. And there's times where my phone would ring and I would tense up so much that I would be afraid to answer the phone because it's not like it's a pleasant thing. Like when I see, so and so calling where I'm like, oh, I can't wait to answer the phone. Like, hey, how's it going? What's up? It's hello? What's up? Type deal. Like I would still try to put on like a happy face just to kind of maybe like set the tone, or I wouldn't answer the phone. And then when do not disturb came out on the phone, I'm like, this is amazing. Just put my phone on do not disturb, don't answer it for anybody, I don't care type deal. I hated living that way. And my husband would notice too that he'd be like, don't answer the phone. Don't do it. Don't respond because you have something going on and it's gonna completely mess up your day. And so, I mean, I could talk about this for hours, but we don't have time for this and we're already 15 minutes in. But I basically like I don't want to just tell you all my drama. I want to shine some insight on like between energy givers and energy drainers. I actually need to follow my script right now that I wrote because a lot of times I'll just kind of like whatever, but I'm actually having a hard time articulating this because it's still like I guess too close to home. So, and I know I'm saying so a lot. I do apologize. I'm actually part of me is like, should I even be recording this? I think I am supposed to record this because I'm struggling to do so. And I know that somebody listening to this also struggles with this and they're having a hard time figuring out what's going on. Here's what energy drainers do. They're constant complainers. They're guilt trippers. They're people who only take but never pour back into you. And they're subtle manipulators or drama magnets. Okay. And that was an example of who I was before. And, if you're talking to somebody or you're in a relationship with somebody and they're always like trying to guilt trip you, they're telling you their sob story. Maybe you have something good going on in your life and you feel, and you're like telling them about it. And they say something along the lines of, oh, must be nice. Oh, I wish I had that. Oh, isn't that nice? I have, and then they start telling you their sob story and all their issues, and then you almost feel bad, like you don't want to shine light on what you have going on. You don't want to, how much money you make, or the time you have available, or whatever, vacations you're going to go on, time you're able to spend with the kids, because this person or people, whatever, are going to make you feel bad about it. Or if they're trying to like borrow money from you and you say no, and then they lash out on you or they make you feel bad about it. Those people are energy suckers. And the people that always take and never pour back. And it's just some people are in a position in life to where they can't give. They're not able to give because they have nothing to give. And then on the opposite, you have your energy givers. These are people are encouraging. When you hang out with them, they're hyping you up. So when you like say for instance, you're like, I just got, 5 new customers, or I'm making another $5,000 in my business, or I lost 5 pounds. They're like, yeah, you look great. You're doing so good. You've really been putting in that hard work. I'm so proud of you. You've really put in a lot of hard work with your business. Oh, you're going on a trip. That's amazing. Where do you plan on going? Not, oh, I wish I could do that. I just can't afford that. You know what? I haven't been there. I've always wanted to. That seems like a really cool place. Tell me about it. Tell me. There's a difference. I don't know if you can tell the difference. It's just a matter of how they articulate. Also, people who speak life over you. This one, when you speak life over you, like what does this mean to me? It's people that they not only do the encouragement, they want for you to do better. they're inspirational because their spirit alone just carries this energy. And I'm having a hard time explaining it because I can't put it into words, but there's just some people that when you talk to them, their words, their experiences, their delivery, their body language, their habits, all of it. And for the most part, these people that I'm thinking of right now, they're all followers of the Lord. Now that I'm really sitting here and I'm talking with you and I'm thinking about this and I'm like replaying the people in my life that are this list, they've all been followers of Jesus Christ. Holy smokes. Also, friends who listen without judging. This is a really tough one for me because I had a group of friends that I hung out with for a very long time, years, I mean, decades. And we had a pretty deep falling out a couple years back, and it was quite painful. It was quite painful. But there had been issues for quite some time. There was a lot of talking behind people's back, there was a lot of drinking, there was a lot of things that I didn't necessarily enjoy in the aftermath, like in the moment, the going out and drinking, going to strip clubs, going to sport games and getting hammered, going out to the club getting hammered. But then I would wake up in the morning and I would just feel like sick to my stomach. And when I was younger, I guess I enjoyed it. It was fun. But at a certain point, it becomes not fun, especially when you're trying to build a life, you're trying to build something that's sustainable. I was trying to have a marriage that was solid, and things just weren't right for quite some time. I always felt like I was kind of the odd man out. I felt judged, I felt picked on. And I know that sounds kind of like it's kind of weird, like, oh, you're a baby. I've been called a Sally ass several times, and it used to really hurt my feelings because I used to get really, really, truly upset about it. And when I would tell my other friends this, I would kind of talk about it a little bit because I had different friend groups. Because I always used to say that I had different personalities, but I had different friend groups that served different purposes. And when I would tell those other friends about the conversations that were had, they'd be like, Erica, that's not a good friendship. That is not a good friendship. That like why? Why are you? I'm like, I don't know, because it's like it's just how it's always been. It's always been this way. And I didn't see it and I didn't quite understand it. And there was a lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes. And then there was a big falling out, and everybody kind of went their or I went my separate way and had to figure out like who I'm gonna hang out with now. I don't have any friends. And I was mad at my husband. I'm like, I don't have no friends now, and this is your fault. I like blamed it on him because he was kind of like part of the whole falling out. That I was mad at him. I was mad. I'm like, if you wouldn't have opened your bat mouth, there wouldn't have been this problem. But it took a while. It took maybe a year. Maybe it took maybe about a year for me to realize what was actually happening and what was actually going on. And I went through that lonely spout. And then I started going to the gym and regularly and started meeting people at the gym. I started going to church regularly, meeting people at church, diving more into like the business side of stuff and meeting more business minded people. So now I was aligning myself with people that align with the values that I'm doing now. People that don't drink, people that go to church, people that care about their physical appearance and their physical health and want to put in the work and the dedication to look good, feel good, talk good, act good. I'm around people that have marriages that are something to be like respected, something to be prideful. When I would talk to some older people and they like just the way that they carried themselves and the way that their relationships were, I'm like, that's what I want. But the things that were going on behind the scenes wasn't going to equate to a long, happy marriage. And that's what I want. I got married for a reason. I want to be married to my husband for a long time. I want us to be in love. I want us to love each other. I want us to have respect for each other. Oh, this is getting way off topic. But I'm just saying that's what I wanted. It's not like I chose to get away from, I guess, the energy suckers. The life that it chose me. We'll just say that. We'll just say that it ended up choosing me, and I was devastated in the moment. But afterwards, I'm like, whew, thank goodness. Woo, thank goodness. Because being around people that are going to judge you and talk about you behind your back and smile in your face, and then when you get up and you walk away from the table, they're talking about you in a negative light behind your back, that's not a friend group to be in. And if you ever heard the word frenemies, that's for real. Like, that's a real thing. And it's so easy to stay sucked into it and be engulfed in it. But once you remove yourself from it, I think it's good. The grass is greener on the other side, that's for sure. And these energy givers are also, they're just they inspire you to be better, right? You get around them and like I was saying earlier, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way that they act, their overall presence, their aura, all of it. You just feel inspired. You're not like, I want to be completely opposite of that person because that person sucks. That's completely opposite of an energy giver. These people just they're a breath of fresh air. They smell minty. I don't know why. They always have gum in their mouth. They don't have stinky breath. They're minty and they're cool. They're just cool. And I have this friend, Kelly, at the gym. She just turned 50 this year. And I was walking on the treadmill next to her. This was like months ago, probably like last September. And I was nervous at the gym. Like, I was angry that I was there working out so early at 5 a.m. I was angry that I got fat again because I don't know if you guys know this. I made videos on it. Back in 2020, I was so miserable and so disgusted with myself and the weight that I had gained. I had liposuction back in 2020, thinking I was like, that was it. That's going to fix me. I'm going to be skinny. I'm going to be snatched. It reshaped me. It gave me some nice curvature on my waist because I always kind of had like a muffin top a little bit. So I do appreciate that. I appreciate the new shape that it gave me, but it didn't stop me from gaining weight because I had not fixed the eating issues. I hadn't fixed the other issues of like drinking, not tracking, not sleeping well, not working out, okay? I hadn't actually made those changes. I was like an energy sucker to myself. And so I'm back at the gym and I'm just like, I'm mad at the world. I don't have any friends anymore. I'm mad at my husband. I'm mad at myself. And there's this woman next to me that's working out and she's buff. She looks good. I would have never have believed that she was turning 50. She started talking to me. She asked me my name. She started talking. And she said something, I can't remember what it was. And I said, God is good. I said, God is good. And she's like, all the time. Amen. And I was like, okay, okay. She's a follower of Christ. Okay. I think this is good. So then we would start talking and we would start talking and she brought me a couple books and we went and did some like ice plunges together and we've hung out on Wednesdays, but we hang out in the morning 3 days a week and we work out together and we like inspire each other and we check in on each other and we send each other memes. We're both very busy people. She's very successful. She's a dog mom. She's so cool, man. She's so cool. She rides a motorcycle. But most importantly, she is one of those people that breathe life into you, breathe energy into you. And I truly enjoy the time that I get to hang out with her. And her name is Kelly. And then we have Amanda. Amanda also works out there. Amanda and I, we haven't talked as much. Like, we talk while we're at the gym, but we haven't talked as much as Kelly and I. But it's like now I'm finding like-minded individuals to do what I want to do. And there's no negative talk. It's not negative. It's just it's a great time. But if I wouldn't have tried to level myself up and quit doing things that were holding me back, I wouldn't be able to put myself in rooms with these type of people. Because from my experience, energy suckers are the ones that are doing all the bad things that have always held me down. I have yet to come across energy suckers that are doing what I'm doing and are high achieving. Like, they might be in the room, they might be doing the thing, but they're not actually like achieving what it is that they're setting out to achieve. I don't exactly know how to articulate it. Like, they're at the gym, okay? They're there, but they're not following their meal plans. They're not doing the workouts consistently. But the people that are following their meal plans and consistently and following their workouts consistently and showing up, I have not met any of those people that are energy suckers yet at the gym. Not yet. I haven't come across them. But the ones that aren't, that complain and they nag and they don't understand why their scans aren't going well or why they're not building the muscle that they want to build, those people have traits of being an energy sucker. I would like for you to think about and like reflect on yourself and your circle, the people that you hang out with, and think about like red flags and green flags. That's such a trendy thing. That's a red flag. And write that stuff down. I've given you a lot of green flags. I've given you a lot of red flags. And write that stuff down. And when you're hanging out with certain people or somebody wants to hang out with you, kind of go through it. See how you feel when they call you or they text you. See how you feel when you are hanging out with them. See how you feel after you hang out with them or after you talk to them. And if that person is sucking the energy out of you, there's probably a good chance that you need to cut them out of your life or at least set up some type of boundary to where they're not able to take from you, especially if you have something important going on. You need to create as much distance between you and that person as possible. And that's the same thing with ScoopCon. Like I'm leaving tomorrow and I got a couple situations where I have to keep my distance because I can't let it mess up my brain. I can't let it mess up my head. And I think it's important to have people around you too that can check you if you are an energy sucker. Cuz think about that, like are you? I know I have been. I know I've told this story before, but I still nag my husband. I'm not going to say that I don't because I'm not trying to lie to you, okay? I still nag him, which he has not explained to me the difference between a nag, a complaint, and a request. I don't understand because there's a request that happens and then he tells me he's going to do it and then he doesn't. So then I start requesting more frequently and then I guess that turns into a nag. Also, if you're listening to this and if you can break this down for me because I don't quite understand, I'm having a hard time with that. I would frequently do that, but I would also, what is the word? I think berate. I would berate him in front of people and in front of his family. That was so disgusting. But I would do that. I would do like little sharp digs. You want to know why? Because that's how I was raised. That's how I was raised. hmm I'm just making fun. I'm just poking fun a little bit. I'm just teasing you. Just teasing you a little bit. But anyways, I got called out. Laura, love Laura. I love Laura. She's so just petite. She's tiny. She's elegant. The way she speaks, I want to be Laura when I grow up. And I was doing what I did to Josh, and she checked me. She goes, "You don't do that. You don't do that." I said, "What?" She's like, "You don't do that, and you definitely don't do that in front of people, in front of his family." And I was like, I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. I didn't get defensive. I was mad, but I was mad at myself. I wasn't mad at her. And later on, I don't know if it was that day. It wasn't that day. It might have been 6 months later. I thanked her for doing that. The next time I seen her, I thanked her because I needed that. And I needed to reflect on it. Be like, we're not going to do that. And when I would feel the urge to do so, I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Like when you get the urge, I don't know if you've ever gotten this, the urge to like post something stupid on Facebook to throw like shade or shots because you know they're going to see it. There was this one couple that would do this all the time. There was so much drama. It was so juicy, so good, so toxic. I was here for it though. I liked it. I liked to watch it, but I wouldn't want to live that life. You know, I would not because that is energy sucking. That is draining. That is not a relationship that you want to be in. Personal, emotionally, romantically, business, any of that. I mean, all of this, I feel like it goes across all aspects of any type of relationship that you're going to get in. And I think the hardest, like with friends, I feel like it's easier the older you get because life happens. You get kids, you get a spouse, you get a partner, you get whatever. You're able to cut friends off easier because that's kind of like a natural progression of life. But here's one thing with the friend tip is if you're hanging out with somebody and they're continuously complaining about their partner and then you catch yourself complaining about your partner too, that's toxic. Cuz I did. I got caught into this loop to where I'd be talking with this person and they would start complaining about their man, or I couldn't wait to log on and start complaining about mine, talking about this, that, and the third stuff that happened a long time ago. And then it would just like fester and fester. And then I would have this attitude when he would come home from work and he's just like smile on his face. He can't wait to see me. And I'm just like, Since I quit hanging not just me, since we quit hanging out and we no longer have a relationship, and I don't have anybody else around me that does that because I will not keep somebody like that around me in my close inner circle. If you complain about your husband on the regular, I'm not hanging out with you. It's not happening. If you complain about your wife on the regular, I'm not going to have conversations with you. Well, I'll chat with you, but it's not going any further. It's not happening because I'm not going back down that road. And if you have that friend, especially if that friend is like your closest friend, dude, they got to go. They got to go. And that's easier. That's easier said than done. But I think family is just the hardest because you feel guilty, especially here in the States. We don't have, I don't know, it's just different like culturally. I think I don't really know much about other cultures, but I do know that a lot of other cultures are very close with their family and many generations live in the same house. And, the grandmas take care of the kids and then the grandkids and then the grandkids and then the parents take care of the grandparents. And I don't know what it's like. I don't know if it's toxic. I'm not sure. But if you have a good thing going on and you're trying to protect your home life, you might have to close those people out. And if they're dependent on you because they didn't do what they needed to do, I don't know, man. You're gonna have to figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. I haven't figured this part out yet. I know that I got some real tough times ahead of me in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just got to keep working and keep working on my decision-making skills. And I need to get myself around people that have already walked the path that I'm getting ready to walk. And now that we're sitting here and we're talking about this, that's what I'm realizing, that I'm lost and I'm confused right now. So what I probably need to do is I need to find a support system that has walked what I'm getting ready to walk so I can lean into them because your girl just doesn't know. I have no idea. But you just love people from a distance. You limit your time, you're not in love with them, and just pray. Pray for them. Pray for yourself. Pray for them. Pray for whatever it is that you need to pray for. And keep praying. Keep being consistent. And pray that if you do create all these boundaries and you cut all these people out of your life, pray that the Lord's going to give you new people because that's what happened with me. The Lord gave me new people. They gave me Kelly. I've been having a real good time hanging out with Kelly. I've been enjoying her. The Lord's also blessed me with a wonderful work ethic. I've been working so much better. I've been pumping out so much more content. I got a new old scooper that came back. She's been great, super consistent. My virtual assistant's awesome. Mr. Producer's awesome. My husband's awesome. What else? My dog, she's awesome, but she cost me a lot of money. That dog's real expensive. I need to have some boundary conversations with her, but I just love her so much. I don't care. I would spend my last darn dollar on her. And if you're not too sure and you're like, oh, I'm not really too sure who I need to cut out, sit down and think about your values. Think about your values. Actually, this is 2 exercises I'm going to be having in my presentation. One is as a human, as an individual person, what are your core values? Figure those out. Jeff Joyner was telling me about this, and he said that he doesn't do anything or hang out with anybody that doesn't align with his values as a person. And then secondly, what does your perfect Tuesday look like? Not a vacation day, not a special day, just a random Tuesday. What does that look like? Who are you hanging out with? What are you doing? What are you working on? Why does it matter? What time do you wake up in the morning? What time do you go to bed? When my friend Trish asked me this, I'm like, what? What do you mean a perfect day? A vacation day? The third Tuesday of the month? Like what? I don't understand. It's been a couple years and I'm still working on my perfect Tuesday. I'm still working on it. I'm piecing it together. I know I'm getting closer and closer to that perfect Tuesday. I'll tell you that. So you think about that. What does your perfect Tuesday look like? And how close are you to it? And I would like to know, what does your perfect Tuesday look like? Write that down in the comments. I would love to know what you're like. Just your perfect Tuesday is. And then start putting yourself in rooms and around people that align with that. So then they can pour into you and they're not going to be energy suckers. And there's some that are sneaky. There's sneaky ones. But once you realize they're making you tired and they're sucking your energy out and you feel like you need to have 9 cups of coffee afterwards, don't do it. Don't hang out with them anymore. And for me, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And before I used to I'm just trying to figure it out. It's all on me. I gotta do what I gotta do. But no, I just need to entrust in the Lord that He's going to guide me. I got to pray and ask that He'll guide me. I have to live faithfully. I have to make sure that I'm staying in my Bible and reading. Because I'll tell you what, my anxiety starts to get kind of high when I'm a little bit distant and I'm away from His Word. I feel a little shaky. I feel a little unsettled. I think it's a reminder that me alone as an individual, shaky. I can't do it. But with the Lord, it's a firm foundation to build the rest of my life moving forward on. I get into the Bible, and I think auditing your circle regularly is important. Like I kind of said earlier, you bring somebody in and they tricked you, gotcha. Get them out. Get them out quickly in your personal life, in your business. Hopefully, you didn't marry that person. Hopefully not. So, I don't know. This episode is getting a little bit long. I kind of struggled through this one a little bit because it maybe hits a little too close for home for me. It's one of those vulnerable ones where it's like, other people are involved and I feel guilty talking about it. But man, it's real life. It's truthful. And I know it will upset some people. And I'm the villain. I'm the villain in some people's story. And that's okay. I just have to be okay with that. What can you do? What can you do? I hope this brought you some value. I really do. I hope that it resonates with you. And if you're going through situations like this, that you don't feel so alone. It's all part of the human experience. I appreciate you tuning in. And until next time, bye.